Rapper Snoop Dogg and middle linebacker Bobby Wagner of the Seattle Seahawks and forward Matt Barnes of the NBA's Memphis Grizzlies and so many other Hollywood types also, they're saying we are against gun violence and everybody should have their guns taken away because of all of this bad stuff that's been going on, and we're going to target the top gun manufacturers from helping us because we make money from them. They're in our diversified funds, and we're not going to do that anymore. And how dare anybody have a gun except me because I like bodyguards and so on. Are you kind of getting to where I'm going? You know what? That just ain't right. Now let's bounce over to the terrorist thing. Are you still with me? Here it comes. I mean, when bad Muslims kill to further their twisted agendas, we are quite properly warned not to paint all Muslims with a broad brush, okay? A couple of bad guys. Don't say all Muslims are bad, because you just got a couple of them who did do bad things, okay? Most Muslims, we are told, are peaceful. And that's a true statement because most of them are, and yet many of the same people. The Snoop Dogs and all of those guys who warn us against the dangers of stereotyping Muslims as a result of terrorist attacks are the very first to smear gun owners in the event of a mass shooting, thereby stereotyping gun people. It's a form of bigotry. I mean, they're racist against, us, against me, against people who have guns, and that's not very nice. I mean, come on. I legally own a gun. Don't tar me or paint me with the same wash, but it's done all of the time. Hypocrite, does that come to mind? Kurt Russell, he's a right-wing guy. He calls himself a libertarian. I kind of grew up with him. I think we're the same age. And he was on Lassie and Old Yeller, maybe not Old Yeller, might get my shows mixed up, but Davy Crockett, maybe, a whole bunch of different TV shows anyway on Walt Disney. And he was interviewed recently by a guy who said guns are bad and anyone who has a gun is bad. And Kurt Russell said, not so fast, that just ain't true. What is wrong with you? And it was an interesting interview, and he says this: if you think gun control is going to change a terrorist point of view, I think you're like out of your mind. And that was kind of good, because I think the guy is. He went on to say this, which I thought was a pretty cute story, the guy to go with guns. If I'm a hockey team and I'm a player and I've got some guy coming at me full speed, I'm not concerned about what he's going to do to me. He should be concerned about what I'm going to do to him. And that's what somebody with a gun can do to a bad guy with a gun, okay? Because that goes on all of the time. Put some controls on us, the good people, the legal people who have guns. This is Russell still talking. What? So the people who want to defend themselves can't? Wow, that's pretty stupid. Stupid's kind of a key word when you get into gun control and so many other things like the Muslim talk that I've already said. It just ain't right. I mean, these hypocrites, where are they? They walk among us? I know. Are you a threat to public safety? The police think so in Canada. They kind of think so in so many places, but in Canada in particular. Every day they have a police check or a background check on gun owners that have licenses, and I would be one of those as well. And then we have our little brain things, and they kind of think, you got to be good, you got to do that, and they think about you all of the time, right? And if you have a firearm license, they have this little database that they punch into when they come to a house to see if there's anybody that lives there that has a license. I mean, if that isn't enough, they also want to have long gun registries brought back, so many of the policemen in charge. And typically, police are required to apply to a court for a warrant to access important personal information of law-abiding Canadians, but not for firearm owners. The RCMP says, hey, if you own a gun, you're a potential threat to the system, and so we need to know everything about you. They can find out anything about me. They can go into my house without a warrant, but if you don't have a license, then they don't have to do that, right? Or they do have to do that. Pardon me, they got to go to the court, and they got to do it properly. You got this privacy thing going on. But if you have a gun license, you've already proven that you're the safest guy in the room, and yet they treat you like a criminal. Add all of that up and mush it up and bring it all together and give it some thought. What do you think when it's all over? I know, they're a bunch of racist, bigots, hypocrites, and it ain't very nice. We're the safest guys there are in the country. You all come back tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right, because politically, right is right and left is wrong. See ya.